If your landscape looks worse every year despite fertilizing like your life depends on it, it's probably not your fault. Chances are you're stuck on a treadmill built by the fertilizer industry, one that gets you buying more product while your soil gets weaker and your plants become more dependent. In this video, we're going to cover the most common fertilizer mistakes that homeowners still make because you've been fed lies by the brands that you trust. Starting with gardeners continuing to use chemical fertilizer, synthetic fertilizer, because their thought process is there's no difference in the nutrients that are delivered. One of the comments I received recently was that organic fertilizer and synthetic fertilizer was the same chemically and atomically. It didn't make sense to him to spend more money on organic fertilizer. While that has some truth in it, it simplifies things dramatically in a way that when you add it all up, it isn't true. Synthetic fertilizer is salt-based and goes directly to plants and is usually made of just isolated elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. It can vary. Whereas organic fertilizer is made from living organisms and it's carbon-based and it includes all kinds of nutrients. And it only works by microbes in the soil breaking down the organic matter that's being provided so that plants can use it. So there's a big difference there in delivery. Now, most people assume the biggest problem is what they're putting into the soil. But the next mistake isn't about the fertilizer itself. It's about what that fertilizer may be disturbing and destroying without you ever realizing. The soil is an ecosystem with all kinds of living organisms. And in a properly functioning ecosystem, plants partner with soil microbes to break down organic matter that feeds the soil and improves everything about the soil. Synthetic fertilizer, there is no relationship between the fertilizer and the soil. The soil is essentially not used. And without the organic matter provided by organic fertilizers, soils lose their ability to retain moisture, lose their ability to retain nutrients. Water-soluble chemical nitrogen is flushed out of the soil, and it ends up polluting estuaries, coastal oceans, rivers. In farming communities, it's not uncommon for nitrate to render drinking wells unusable. At the mouth of the Mississippi, pollution from chemical fertilizer has resulted in a dead zone the size of New Jersey. Sometimes you might think, fertilizer is good, I'll just add extra fertilizer. The temptation is to use more and more fertilizer because you want your hydrangeas to look like these. Healthy green growth, lots of bloom. Since synthetic fertilizer is highly concentrated chemical salts, they burn plants easily, and you have to be very careful. It's important not to use more than the label rate, but even if you use the label rate and don't water it in properly right away, there is the possibility of burning plants, especially on very hot days. If you're not used to fertilizing and not familiar with the process, it is easy to burn things in the summer. Whereas with organic fertilizer, it's very unusual. All of the organic products we sell, almost impossible to burn plants, and they work very differently in that they're carbon-based and they rely on microbes in the soil to break them down in a way that then they can become available to plants to use. By now you can see a pattern. Most fertilizer advice focuses on feeding plants. Our next mistake comes from confusion between feeding plants and building soil. And that mistake might be costing gardeners more money than all the other mistakes combined. If synthetic fertilizer is good for your plants, it must be good for your soil. The reality is that's incorrect. It's not necessarily good for your soil. And in some subtle ways, it's bad for your soil, even though we make the distinction that on an immediate level, like right when you apply it, if you apply it exactly as per label instructions and you only do it infrequently, you're not necessarily damaging microbes. Chemical fertilizer is strong, fast-acting salts that go right to the plant and feed the plant only. They quickly release bursts of food for fast growth. They don't do anything to improve soil. They don't improve the physical structure, the texture, the water holding capacity, and that's exactly what's organic fertilizer does. It improves all of those, and it gives us a chance to change everything about clay soil, everything about sandy soil, everything about every kind of problem soil there is. So if your success depends on healthy soil and your practices are that you're not encouraging healthy soil, then you're much more likely to have every gardening problem there is: fungal disease, aphid, and bad nematodes, rust. And when you have those, then there's added costs to treat those things that are plaguing your landscape. The least expensive way is some kind of sustainable style. Sustainability is best achieved with healthy soil. If you've ever fertilized a struggling plant hoping to bring it back to life, the next mistake will startle you. In many cases, it is the exact opposite of what your plant needs. There's lots of possibilities for stress in landscaping. Drought, flooding, heat, all cause underperformance of plants. It is common to want to give it some tender, loving care. You're thinking, I'm going to give it some chemical fertilizer. Well, that is probably the worst thing you can do for a sick plant. Usually when you use synthetics that are high in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium on a pretty healthy plant, you'll see it respond beautifully because it likes those nutrients. But when it's sick, that's not what it wants. What it wants is gentle nutrients and the ability to take it up on its own time and desire. Organic fertilizer that works through the soil and allows very gentle, not salt-laden approach is much more appropriate, and that's really what I rely on for bringing back underperforming and sick plants. If you think your YouTube homepage could use some more John and Bob's and Chip, then please subscribe. Chip and I would love it, and it's free. Even people who use the right amount of fertilizer can get disappointing results. That's because there's another mistake hiding in plain sight that happens even before you open the fertilizer bag. Many times we see, especially with professional lawn services, where they just apply nutrients every so many weeks, regardless of the life cycle of the lawn or the plants around it. That's a mistake. We need to be sensitive to what stage the plants are in and when they need nutrients. It makes sense that in the spring, just after we think our dangers of frost have passed, we are going to want to fertilize things because the plants are about to grow, the soil is awakening. It's a good time to fertilize, either synthetically or with organic products. Beyond that, for synthetics, then the temptation is to continue to use it because no matter how green your lawn looks, you want it greener. And you saw what the synthetic fertilizer did, and so you keep using it, which isn't a good idea. It makes it more subject to disease. The process of using organic fertilizers, where we're working more on the soil, makes it so that you can fertilize a little more often. We recommend twice a year for the products we sell. So that's in the spring, and then in late summer, early fall, we have root development going on, and so we like to provide nutrients for that. It doesn't make sense, especially with synthetics, to apply nutrients in the heat of the summer. Many plants go into a semi-dormancy when it's really hot. And then depending on where you are, much of the country that gets very cold, it's a waste of money to apply fertilizer in the winter if soils aren't active and plants aren't active. Now we're getting into the mistake that most synthetic fertilizer companies never talk about. Even if your timing and amount are perfect, there's something else that many fertilizers bring with them that healthy soil hates. Maybe you have a party coming up and you want a quick greening, and this only happens once a year. Then you can use a synthetic fertilizer on your lawn. You'll see a quick response because lawn loves nitrogen, and nitrogen is released very quickly with a synthetic fertilizer, as long as they're accompanied with soil building techniques. And you'll see that the synthetic fertilizer is even more effective when you're making efforts to build that life in the soil. Now and then, a burst of chemical energy is not going to kill it all. It's not a sterilizer. That needs to be understood. However, high sodium levels over a long period of time does destroy soil aggregates, which compacts soil and damages beneficial microbes. That can happen over time, particularly if you're lax on building the soil with life. Also, the other thing that's curtailed with organic products, there are root exudates that are really important to the health of the soil. And these exudates are dramatically reduced with synthetic fertilizers, which causes soil food webs to starve. And if you know anything about soil food webs in this channel, you'll know that's what we're all about. We're trying to build the soil food web. When you build the soil food web, then you've got lots of root exudates, and those exudates further the process of building healthy soil. It's a combination of plants doing what they do, microbes doing what they do, and all the things in the soil doing what we want them to do. Many of these things are happening at once, which leads to a much less lively soil that can become dead over time, can become highly compacted, can have a lack of porosity, and all the good attributes you want in a soil are impacted by only synthetic fertilizer used and not building healthy soil with life. Healthy landscapes start with healthy soil, not more chemical fertilizer. And if you think the fertilizer industry has misled you, wait till you see our video about the gardening lies that some of the big brands have told you. Click right here to watch it now. You want to see it, Chip?